thought, well, hey, here's a fun creative brief. Let's try to change the perception of Mardi Gras, right? Because everybody thinks about Mardi Gras as three things, right? There's beer, there's beads, I feel like I should be fencing. And then there's that other thing. And that other thing, that perception is so drilled into your heads that I didn't even have to show it. I just had to use an icon that's actually just the letter B on its side, but every one of you laughed. Every one of you knew what that stood for. That's an ingrained perception. Now, by show of hands, how many of you have actually been to Mardi Gras? Of those of your hands up, put them up high so everybody can see. This is audience participation. Of those of your hands up, how many of you have actually seen boobs at Mardi Gras? Nice, y'all are all down in the quarter, aren't you? But the idea is that that is the world's perception of Mardi Gras, unless you talk to people who live in New Orleans and Louisiana. Because what I'll tell you is I go to Mardi Gras every year. I take my 4 children, we have fun, and we never see boobs around where we are. And actually, Mardi Gras is a very family-friendly event. So I thought, well, hey, this is an interesting creative brief. Let's see if we can change the brand perception from beer, beads, and boobs to family-friendly fun. And let's make it more fun. Let's just use Twitter, and I'll do it by myself. So we did. We took 5 days, and we practiced something that I call breadcrumb marketing. And this is really my personal philosophy on how social marketing, how social media works. And that is that in the advertising business, I was always taught to tell the entire story in one setting. It might be an ad, it might be a TV spot, it might be a radio spot, whatever. I was going to tell the entire brand story in one sitting, because God forbid I miss the chance to maybe talk to that consumer again, right? Which nowadays with TiVo and pop-up blockers and everything else is even more important because we get far fewer opportunities. We're being screened. So with breadcrumb marketing, the idea is that you go 180 degrees. You tell the story, but you tell it one morsel at a time. Just like Hansel and Gretel dropping the breadcrumbs to try to get back home. In social media, especially on Twitter, you drop the breadcrumbs in hopes of ultimately bringing your customer back home, wherever that home is for you. Might be a sale, might be a promotion, might be a brand management change, whatever the case may be. But you're going to drop one breadcrumb at a time. And so I set out and I dropped breadcrumbs. Just me, myself, and I had an iPhone. I ran this entire thing off an iPhone for 5 days. I sent up 185 breadcrumbs. People are following, people are coming, they're looking, they're experiencing my version of Mardi Gras, which I never told them was family friendly. Never used those words. You can go back and see all the tweets are still live. Never used those words. But as you started to watch the flow, you saw a very big editorial focus. Everything was kind of family friendly. We went to the quarter one day for lunch and we had our kids, and I purposely took pictures of my kids in the quarter during Mardi Gras. Again, everyone had their clothes on. But just think about the subcontext of that as you're seeing this tweet. Wow, there's a kid in the quarter during Mardi Gras. Dude's either crazy or maybe Mardi Gras isn't everything I thought it was. So a lot of this allowed it to happen subtext, not main text. This is flashing. Before, after, dropped 37% in terms of brand linkage. Crazy, dropped 17% in linkage. Down, up, one iPhone, one guy, 5 days. I would dare say that if this was an AAU study on any of your ad campaigns, you would be real happy to show that to your boss. And I know as an agency guy, I'd be real happy to show it to my client. Really, really solid.